Michaelers. How's everyone doing today? I hope everybody is doing great today. Okay, I was going to go live on Saturday, right? And I said, God, there really isn't anything exciting to report, so I'm not going to go live on Saturday, right? I got to put my eyelashes back on. I gave up on those eyelashes. So I'm waiting for somebody to pop up. But meanwhile, there you go. Hello. We got some great news. A lot of stuff to get to. Okay, on Saturday was like nothing hardly. And then yesterday, oh my God, so much exciting stuff has happened. Oh my God. Okay, so first we got to do something. Okay, remember I told you guys for Stays All Day Shea or Shea Butter Perfume Store.com, because one day I want to have a perfume store, a Shea Butter store. That's kind of the goal. All right. So here's Coco Chanel, which is my #1 top seller. It smells like Coco Chanel, but it's called Go-Go Channel. I bought little containers to give everybody a free sample of any one of my fragrances. You're not going to know. It's going to be a surprise. Like Coco Chanel, Doré Cherry, Unscented, Flowers Blasting, Bougie Silky, and I got some new ones. I got one called, what are my new ones? Slick Knees Fall Over, which is Lick Me All Over, okay? And Darnell's Doing Fine, which is Chanel #5. Jasmine is Jasmine. I got that. Duck Blanket, which is butt naked. I wanted to do nude booty, but my son said, "No, Mom, no." He's such a L7 square. Busting out of that L7 square. Did you guys know L7 means you're a square? Okay, that was Rick James, right? And so now what I'm going to do is I decided to make it look a little more professional. Instead of just putting one of these in your orders, I'm going to put a sample in one of these little containers. And everybody will get a surprise sample of another fragrance if they buy the Stays All Day Shea. And I'm making more whipped ones too, okay? All right, guys. All right. So let's get to it. So Stays All Day Shea. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. We got important stuff to do. Also, the Alive docu-series, you guys got to do it. We're getting closer and closer. Hopefully, by the end of this year, I can talk Cecil into taking off 4 to 6 weeks, and we can do Alive 5, because there's some really, really good stuff for Alive 5. Alive 5 has to be done. And then I'm working on a secret project that I can't tell you guys about right now. So, but I'm getting ready to submit something later on tonight. I'm going to submit something. So, fingers crossed, guys. Fingers crossed. I got a lot of plans. My father worries. He's like, Pearly Kate, Pearly Gates of Heaven, but my name is Pearly Kate. He says, you're working too hard. You need to slow down. And, yesterday my chest was getting a little, I said, I better slow down because I do a lot, right? All right. So anyway, I'm glad you guys are all here. All right. So let's start with Catherine Jackson. You guys sit back. We got some things to discuss. Okay, we're going to start with Catherine Jackson. Catherine apparently months ago filed to seal some important information that the estate was up to, that the estate was going to do, and she filed an objection to something the estate wanted to do. Now, I don't know if it is the possible sale of half of Michael Jackson's estate. Maybe Catherine doesn't want Michael to sell it. I don't know. I have no idea. We don't know if a sale is taking place. It's not just half of the My Jack catalog. It was supposed to be half of the entire estate. Okay. So I'm not quite sure if Michael needed $120 million cash, because that's how much the Michael biopic is supposed to cost. And I don't know if that even includes advertising and marketing, which we fans are going to do a whole bunch of that, right? So I don't know. Sometimes you're rich in assets, but you don't have cash of $150 million. I don't know. So, but it's under seal, and it said if the media found out, it was sensitive information. And I wonder if it has anything to do with Michael faking his death. The trade secrets. Okay. Oh, I got some good stuff. So anyway, so that was something that we don't know yet. It's all speculative of what that that thing is that she objected to. Okay, so we got that. Okay, Henry Vaccaro. How many of you guys remember Henry Vaccaro? I do. Okay, Henry Vaccaro is a guy that got into a business deal basically with, like, I think it was Tito and a couple of the other Jacksons, about some guitars, and something didn't go right, and it was decades ago, and so he filed some kind of complaint and a lawsuit, and they didn't show up or in court, or they didn't show up with the money to pay the storage fee, which was a check for $40,000. So Mr. Vaccaro, as part of their default, got a lot of the Jackson stuff, their memorabilia, which is very, very sad. And I wrote Mr. Vaccaro a letter on June 3rd, right? Because I was calling Randy and leaving messages, and I even, I remember going, dang, I'm all up in Michael's business back then. I was like all up in it, and I was like, why am I all up in this man's business? Because I was supposed to just be a reporter at the 2005, which was fate that I ended up being a reporter at the credentialed at Michael's 2005 trial. And then everything just happened to be Michael. Everywhere I went, I would go somewhere and somebody in the bathroom would say Michael Jackson and put Joe on the phone. I mean, it was just like, and I leave the house and I run into Jermaine at the mall, or I would, it's just like everywhere I went, this one guy artist that I promoted, I went there, Jermaine was his guest of honor, and, and I was just like, oh my God, Michael was like everywhere in my life, right? Somebody sues him. It ends up being Cecil's stepbrother. I mean, it was just like wild, okay? All this stuff that just kept me in Michael's life, Michael's world, over and over and over again. And here I am, 18 plus years later, still in Michael Jackson's business. Okay. Anyway, so I can't believe it. So anyway, Mr. Vaccaro has all this stuff. So I wrote Mr. Vaccaro a letter. I'm just going to, you guys can pause it and read it if you want. There it is. Okay. You can pause it and read it. I'm not going to read it, but it's pretty much saying, come on, give them their stuff back, make a bid. And that was June 3rd. So we're talking about, 22 days before the death announcement, right? And I'm like, give them their stuff back. I said, I have a contact. I can talk to Joe and maybe Randy, because I had Randy's phone number. Because remember, I ran into Randy in the parking lot at the 99-cent store. What the heck? I mean, it was just like the Jacksons were like everywhere I would leave the house, and there was a Jackson. And I've lived in the Valley all my life and ran into them, once every 5 years, but this, but anyway. So Mr. Vaccaro had released this video on YouTube. He has a Facebook channel, and on his Facebook channel, let me see if I have it here. Vaccaro, I have it saved somewhere. Hold on. Facebook. Let me just go here. So he had released this video, right? And I thought I had that up. I'll just pull it back up. And he's just going over what happened and how he got the stuff, and the trials and tribulations of what happened with Michael's stuff. Now, what I didn't know, okay, and then I called the Jacksons too and asked them, and me and Mr. Vaccaro went back and forth a couple of times. Okay. Here we go. Henry Vaccaro Sr. Here it is here. And so he did this video about the Jacksons' lawyers showing up and saying you can't take Michael's stuff out of the storage unit, blah, blah. And did you know 4 days before the death announcement, this is another piece of evidence that Michael faked his death. Michael signed a settlement agreement because Michael and Janet were not a part of the default or the judgment against the Jacksons for defaulting on a contract. I think it was a breach of contract or something like that deal. And so Michael and Janet's stuff, they couldn't have. Mr. Vaccaro couldn't have. Even if it was in the storage unit, he could not have it. That was not part of his settlement. But the other Jackson stuff he could have. So in that stuff, one of them was Michael's Motown ID. which we know Peter Michael Bobby has it. We got Peter Michael Bobby news, right? And so 4 days before Janet, the death announcement, Michael and Janet, here it is, that's Christopher Carl right there, and that's his page if you want to kind of go through it and kind of research it, and he's telling the story. Okay, I didn't know that they signed a settlement agreement 4 days before, and that just goes right in line with everything else that Michael did. Michael also was the only owners of all of his businesses. Okay, he cleaned up. He took care of business before he faked his death. He's the only owner in Triumph, MyJack, almost everything else except for he was still partners in the Sony ATV catalog, right? And Michael has a lot of companies. And also he took care of Neverland, to where Tom Barack was responsible for paying the mortgage on Neverland, even though Michael still had 87.5% ownership of equity, but there was no equity when Mr. Ron Burkle bought it like 2 years ago. Okay, bought Neverland from who bought? Oh, from Tom Barack. Duh, I just said it. Tom Barack. Okay. So anyway, so that's that. Okay. So, my mind goes crazy when I'm saying so much stuff. I can't even remember what I was just saying. Let me cross out my notes. You're right. I'm getting old. I got too much. When you're running two businesses, your brain is full. It's full of a lot of information. And so sometimes things get lost in the information. Okay. So I know you guys are like, Pearl, why you keep forgetting stuff? Because I got a lot to go through. All right, so I was talking about Neverland, and I don't even remember. Somebody write it down what I was talking about. Okay, so anyway, so now Anthony Pellicano. Who remembers Anthony Pellicano? Anthony Pellicano was a private investigator who got it done mafia style. Okay, he investigated. He was like the private PI to like rich people, famous people. And he was a part of the investigation into the Jordan Chandler false accusations, and he researched it. It's in my Trial and Triumph documentary. Geraldine did a good job explaining it. And, he got the boy to tell him, nah, Michael never touched me, never did anything to me. Well, anyway, he was in this documentary, an FX documentary called Sin Eater, The Crimes of Anthony Pellicano. Oh, yeah, he went to jail. Forgot to tell you. Review, an admirable docuseries that should have packed a bigger punch. And I want to see it. I haven't seen it, but I heard Diane Diamond's in it. So if she's in it, but anyway, I still want to see it just to know what he said and see if I can learn anything new or anything like that. But anyway, what I was saying was Michael owned all his stuff. That's all I was saying about Neverland. And he made a deal with Tom Barack. Okay, my mind is, I finished that thought. Okay, so here it is, guys. Here it is. Anthony Pellicano. So if anybody has the link to this, please send it to me because I do want to watch it. Okay? All right? That now I crossed that off my list. Okay. Peter Michael Bobby. Peter Michael Bobby. The reason why I call him three names, and I've been doing that since 2015, 16, right? Peter Michael Bobby. That's Michael. That's why I call him Michael. Peter is the alias name that means them both. And Bobby is his front, his alias, his decoy. Okay, so if it's ever caught that it's Michael, he could always throw Bobby up front, and Bobby can say it was me the whole time, because they have similar voices, and I think that's why Michael recruited him, because they have similar voices. And remember, I told you guys I hear three different voices. One, a speech impediment voice, which is Michael playing games. And then there's the Bobby voice, and then there's a true Michael voice, which I've heard many times. Okay, so anyway, his Facebook got taken down again. Can you imagine? His Facebook got taken down again. Okay, but he's back. He's back. He said, back, bitches. He's back, biatches. Right, he's back. And this is his page. And it's the Jackson's Empire page. And it's called I Am Peter Medani. And that is his new Facebook page, in case you guys wanted to know. This is his new page. And Jackson's Empire, behind the masquerade party. So Michael's probably going to be at that party. Okay, and Bobby's going to be up front. Okay, he's going to be like, here I am, you know, trying to throw everybody off. But Michael's been using fronts forever. He found a new location for the masquerade party because the haters have tried to do something. So if you guys want to go, you know, go ahead. I haven't committed to going yet. Okay. I have not committed to going yet. All right. So he's got a new Facebook page. All right. I'm saving the bombshells, the big ones, for the end. Okay. They don't care about us. Okay. Let me get to that. There is a push for they don't care about us. Where is that? Here it is here. And, it's right here. They don't care about us. Let me make this bigger. Here it is right here. Okay, so that's the next one. Billie Jean already hit 1 billion views on YouTube. The next closest one is the song that I don't even hardly ever hear on the radio, but They Don't Care About Us is here. And here it is. They Don't Care About Us, which is Michael in Brazil. And 1 billion. I think they're 10 million away from it. Let's see. 1 billion to that. Let's see. Station head. Let's just go to YouTube real quick. And let's just see how close we are to hitting 1 billion views on They Don't Care About Us. So there's a streaming party that's going on. So let's do Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson's page. Michael Jackson. Let's go to his YouTube page. And here it is, Michael Jackson. And let's go to videos. And let's see which one. They're going to do, can I do sort by most popular? So, yep. Okay, so it's at 1,300,000,000 views, Billie Jean. And then the next one is They Don't Care About Us at 990 million views. So you guys go to YouTube, watch They Don't Care About Us, and then Beat It is not far behind, and then Thriller. That's surprising that Thriller is number 4, right? And then Smooth Criminal, Remember the Time. I love the choreography in that one, The Way You Make Me Feel, Bad. Black or White, Earth Song, which Earth Song was the last song that Michael performed before faking his death on June 24th, because the dead ain't really the dead in the video. It's all about the dead reversing back to the living, which means the dead ain't really dead. That was a death hoax clue for us. And he did a lot of death hoax songs on that day. I did a video about it a couple months ago, so go back and see it. Then Don't Stop Till You Get Enough. Oh, Love Never Felt So Good is up there in the top 12. It's number 12. And then You Are Not Alone, Rock With You, You Rock My World, Heal the World. So, and then the official video of Thriller. So these are the most popular ones. And then Michael Jackson's Man in the Mirror. And then we all know that the first promo, which was 7 days after the death announcement, was the greatest demonstration for freedom. This will go down in history as the greatest demonstration for freedom in the history of our nation. And They Don't Care About Us was playing in the background, and it was Michael's promotion for This Is It, for the movie. So white men did not come up with that. Michael did. In demonstration of freedom, like Conrad Murray said, he gave Michael Jackson his freedom, okay, was They Don't Care About Us, the promo, okay? And Michael is saying demonstration of freedom means he was faking his death. He's getting his freedom, okay? A lot of people say he's living a normal life. You ain't living a normal life if you living dead, if you living like you a dead man. That ain't normal. That ain't normal. It's not normal. Okay. He thought he could escape, and he has, because we have Wade and James with their BS allegations. They really should go to jail for that, for extortion, But anyway, so we know about that. Okay. So they don't care about us. Okay. Here we go. Ed Winter. Who knows who Ed Winter is? Okay. Who knows who Ed Winter is? Raise your hand. Raise your hand if you know who Ed Winter is, okay? Ed Winter was the coroner, the assistant coroner for Michael Jackson. Unfortunately, and he died too soon. He was only 73, right? I'm gonna be 60 in May, so that's 13 years away from where I am. And Cecil's already gonna be 66 April 21st, which is the same day that Prince supposedly died, right? He's going to be 66, and I'm going to be 60. The big 60. Woo, 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 woo. Okay. Ed Winter died. Okay. Apparently of natural causes. Okay. Ed Winter. But this means something, right? Ed Winter. He died. Okay. Now, MJ Vibe wrote an article that I have to disagree with. Okay. They said, let's see, Ed Winter, a shocking number of injection points in Jackson's body. Well, they were asymmetrical. Okay, we went over that already. That those were the injections of propofol for cryonic freezing. Okay, and the injections of the hydrogen, what is it called? Nitro, what's it called that they used? Oh my God. I can't remember what they knew. Nitroglycerin? No, what do they use for in cryonic freezing besides propofol? They use dry ice, okay? So whatever that's called. I don't know why my brain can't pull that out, but I'll pull it out. Okay? And he had enough propofol in his system to put down a rhinoceros or an elephant. Come on. That's because they use propofol in cryonic freezing. Okay? So the propofol had to supersede the benzodiazepines, because the original body died of a benzodiazepines overdose, right? And so there was propofol, which is used in cryonic freezing to preserve the brain. So in case you are resuscitated, your brain won't trip. You can wake up slowly. So they use propofol in it. And the reason why there were so many was because of the injections for cryonics, because the injections were almost the same on each side of the body, right? Right. So, and then discovered that Michael had 19 pseudonyms. One of them was Peter Medani, and that, and they said he was discreet, not leaking photos or videos of the autopsy to the press. Okay. No, he didn't. Okay. Because I am going to do something with the coroner. As soon as I handle something else that I got to handle, I'm going to go ahead and, because I'm really getting sick of people calling me a liar and thinking I'm weird, or thinking that, ooh, I can't do anything with her because she's a little bit crazy if she thinks Michael faked his death, because they don't know what I know. Okay, so I'm going to do something about that. In this coroner, now that Ed Winter has died and Craig Harvey is retired, it's a whole new staff. And I've already sent the coroner several letters asking them, why did the coroner lie about naming and identifying the dead body? Now, Ed Winter sent me an email. Okay, let me look this up. Ed Winter, what is it? Email Ed Winter, is that what it's under? Email Ed Winter. This one, I'm going to show you guys. Anyway, I sent Ed Winter an email. And that was back in like 2000 and what day? Here it is right here. All right, let's wait for this to come up. And I said, where is it? Ed Winter. Here it is. What day? Oh, man. I have the proof of it, but 8:10 on August 10th, 2017 is when I sent Ed Winter an email for a public records request. And I asked him to send me the driver's license that he say he named and identified the dead body with. Where is that driver's license? Because all driver's licenses, all passports, Michael's Korean visa, his $3 million bail bond, his 2005 trial verdict, everything that's official from somebody else that confirms that needs the confirmed identification. His name is Michael Joe Jackson, period. Even the American Dream, their miniseries that the family and Jermaine produced. Okay, Jermaine, page 43. My brother's name on his birth certificate, Michael Joe Jackson. LaToya confirmed it, Michael Joe Jackson. There's a letter signed by 5 or 6 of the siblings saying his name is Michael Joe Jackson. All death documents are in the wrong name. So I had the coroner, Ed Winter, who sent me an email. And here is, what's on here? I don't know if I can show you guys all my stuff here. Well, anyway, Ed went, that email that I sent, here it is right here. And he told me he's sending me nothing. Okay. And he told me that he sends all driver's licenses back to the California Department of Public Health. Here it is right here. Assistant Coroner. Here's the letter. Okay. Ed Winter. Here it is. August 10th, 2017. It was 2017. And this is me. And I asked him, please be advised that we will not be providing the requested information. We will not send Michael Jackson's driver's license. All driver's licenses are sent back to California Department of Motor Vehicles. Okay, no FBI fingerprint confirmation documents are released to the public because you don't have them, because you're a liar. Okay, if you want a copy of Michael Jackson's report, you can contact our records section with a fee. They sent it to me anyway. Whoever that was on the coroner, whoever that body was with the autopsy was somebody else, and who else could it be but Oscar Quintana, aka Carlton Guy, right? AKA Michael Jackson for you believers, right? So now we find out that the driver's license, Jeffrey had it the whole time. Okay, Jeffrey had it. And then we got the alleged incident. So we can't even confirm that whatever happened that night to kill Michael Jackson ain't been confirmed in the verdict, the Conrad Murray verdict. So the judge says it's an alleged incident on verdict day. Okay, that happened after the trial, verdict day. And in the verdict, alleged victim and alleged date. I'm telling y'all, there's just no way that Michael Jackson's death is a hoax. And it might have been approved by the FBI, okay? Because Marlon was wearing that FBI hat that next day, either the 26th or 27th, and they went to rehearsal. And in their Jackson reality series, Marlon was wearing that FBI hat. And when Marlon came out of Havenhurst, smiling, flirting with the fans. Hey, flirting with the fans. And there was somebody in the back seat, right? I believe Michael went right to Havenhurst. That's what I believe. Because Catherine was getting sleeping bags. Who sleeps in sleeping bags but Michael, okay? But anyway, Marlon flirting with the fans. Hey, your brother just died, okay? Catherine, 2 days later. Okay, going to Target like, I am shopping so leisurely, go leisurely. Your son just died. I ain't even out the bed yet, right? I'm still crying. My mother telling me I better eat, worrying about me and Catherine out shopping for sleeping bags at Target. Anyway, Jeffrey had the driver's license, okay? There's no way on God's green earth, every death document is in the wrong name of Michael Joseph Jackson. Okay. So, and then Ed Winter died. So now that Ed Winter died and Craig Harvey doesn't work there anymore, then nobody really is liable at the coroner's office. Right. So maybe we can get down to the nitty gritty of it and find out why the coroner lied. And why the LA, and people said, oh, so the coroner's in on it, the LA courts are in on it, the EMT said it looked like an old cancer hospice patient that had been suffering from a long illness. We saw Michael 12 hours earlier and he didn't look like that. Nothing like that. Okay, so come on. We got to do, so Ed Winter died. Rest in peace, Ed Winter. You know, You know, I can't change how I feel because you passed away when, you know, I didn't know you and you lied to me. You lied to me. The California Department, the lawyer for the DMV told me they don't have that driver's license. Okay. He never sent it to him. Okay. So he lied because Jeffrey has the driver's license. So how he name and identify the body with the driver's license, and all driver's licenses say Michael Joe Jackson. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Okay, well, Ed Winter has died, and I plan on doing something with the coroner's office. Just letting you know. Okay, but I can't do it now. I'm too busy. All right. We're going to get to the good stuff, y'all. We're going to get to the good. Paris. Paris is in a movie. Okay? Paris is in a movie. All right, let me show you guys. Paris is in a movie. All right, here it is. Now, this is a trip. Now, a few days ago, Peter posted Paris was a black queen. Is she a black girl? Paris is not black, y'all. At one point, years ago, she temporarily, and I was gone, and I didn't screenshot it. I didn't know how, I guess, years ago. But she had posted that she did a DNA, and she was 0.2% black. 0.2%. Black, and then it disappeared. Okay, Paris is not Michael Jackson's biological child. None of the three kids are. Okay, because they're not African American. Michael's a brown-skinned African American. You don't hide that much African Americanism in three kids in a row. Maybe one out of maybe 25 kids, if he had 20 kids, might be high yellow, but that hair would be there. Okay, that curly hair, that mixed hair. All right. So anyway, so this is ironic that she's in this miniseries and she's playing. Fans are shocked to learn that a key role in Swarm was played by an unrecognizable Paris Jackson. Okay. So anyway, unrecognizable. So she is supposed to play a biracial girl who is white passing. Who's passing like she's white. Isn't that ironic? Here it is. I mean, I ran away from my last relationship because he couldn't accept me as black. Really? Are you talking about Glenn Gabriel? Him? He couldn't, as if your black was something bad. Your black is attached to black royalty, honey, if you were biological. That's the Michael Black? How could you get any, I mean, that's like, Catherine wore her hair like Queen Elizabeth, okay? Halsey says in a scene, Dre responds with shock, "You're black?" And that's when the character revealed that her dad is black, but she is white passing, just like the real life Halsey. So it's a true meta situation with a biracial actress playing a stripper whose stage name is based on the real world situation of the singer. Halsey, get it? I'm just saying. Okay, so I wish I would have saved that. If anybody has that, where Paris had posted her DNA and she was 0.2% black, 0.2%. That means that somebody way back had a little bit in them. Okay, which is most people probably have a little bit of black in them, 0.2%. Okay, so anyway, so here's the trailer, and here's the part that, look at Paris. Okay, here we go. Okay, there's Paris. Okay, now let's go back and look at her a little bit. Let's go back and look. Let's go back. She got the baby hair. Oh man, that's a sign. That's the black baby hair. Okay, they put the baby hair on there, and they put dark hair on her and stuff. And so, I mean, Anthony Hopkins played in a movie where he was supposed to be black, half black. Anthony Hopkins. You know, Clarice. Yes. Okay. The movie ain't called Clarice. The movie's called something else, but you know what I'm talking about. Anthony Hopkins. Okay. So if Anthony Hopkins can play somebody that's supposed to be half black, then so can Paris. Okay. Her dad is black though. Okay. But you know, sometimes, you know, I don't like, you know, I like the truth. I really do like the truth. I really like the truth. And I will always tell you guys the truth on how I feel about certain things. I waited a long time to do a video about what Michael did in his will and trust. Okay. And if you want to go back and look at that, please do. Please go back and look at that. What's his name believes that he's Oliver. Mark, what's his name? I forget his name. But anyway, he believes that he's Paris's father. Okay, let's see. Let me see this other part of this movie. Okay, so yeah, so she's supposed to be in it. One thing I have to give Paris credit for real. I got to give her credit for this. Okay, she earns her money. She works for her money. And she is a model, and she deserved to be a model whether she was a Jackson or not. Okay? Because she's tall, she has a beautiful face, she has a traditional face that most people consider beautiful. She has long legs. So she, even without the Jackson name, I believe that Paris could have gotten a modeling contract. Okay? So, but she works. And she earns her money, so we gotta, if you want to know what the will and trust says, please go check it out. It's a video I did a few months ago, okay? And it don't say what you guys think it says, what the media is perpetuating. Because the media keeps perpetuating that all non-black people got Michael's money. Okay, that's what the media is like, a nana, you stupid black people, look what you did. Okay, that's how it feels when I read it. Okay, and that's why black people are poor, because you're stupid, because you give it all back to us. You know, that's how I feel when I see this stuff, like we're being mocked, like we're idiots, like black people are idiots. You know, because money does solve a lot of problems, and money is power, and money can get you out of a lot of jams. And, but read the will and the trust. I didn't write the will and the trust. I was nowhere near Michael when the will and trust was written. So don't blame me for his words. I'm just a reporter working on that. Okay. But anyway, so Paris, she earns her own money. Now, BG is going to start earning his own money too, right? That is the bombshell. That is the bombshell, okay, that I went and I told you guys about yesterday. Okay, Bigi Jackson, he's Argentinian, okay? I learned that when I was covering the Mark Schaffel versus Michael Jackson. The Mark Schaffel versus Michael Jackson trial. Because Mark Schaffel, who was a part of What More Can I Give, said he was going to marry Debbie Rowe because Debbie Rowe thought that she and Paris could hook up and that she could, get some of that money, right? And then she dropped it. Mark Schaffel is a gay porn producer. He is, okay? Michael didn't know that when he was doing What More Can I Give. When Michael found out that it didn't match, a gay porn producer and What More Can I Give, he's like, those two images don't match. It kind of, Michael didn't have as much enthusiasm for that song because it was more like a We Are the World type of song, right? But Mark Schaffel, in that trial, and Debbie's the one that apparently gave birth to Prince in Paris, and Mark Schaffel was the one who went and got Bigi. So during that testimony, Al Malnick, Michael's friend, was testifying, and Al Malnick's the one that said that Michael always had to pay Liz Taylor. Every outing you see with Michael and Liz Taylor, Michael paid her big, gigantic bucks for that. Michael had to give her $1 million for that elephant footage, that birthday gift, that elephant. Very expensive elephant, $1 million elephant. Michael had to pay Elizabeth Taylor, and Michael had to give her that for jewelry, okay? But Mark Schaffel is the one that said, no, Al Malnick is the one that testified that Mark Schaffel went to, remember the Arby bag story, $300,000 in Argentina, and came back with a kid because Michael was living in Florida at that time with Al Malnick. Okay, so BG is from Argentina. The birth certificate, which isn't signed by anybody, that was released here, which was not signed by anyone, not even a doctor, no Michael, no mother is even listed. And that's impossible for a mother not to be listed, because the only way that people get life is through a woman. A woman carrying a baby for 9 months in their belly and then it coming out of her vagina, and that's how we get all the 8 and 7 million billion people on planet Earth. That's the only way, right? But there's no mother listed. But BG is really tall, right? And he's very private, right? Very private. And he is from Argentina. And I told Michael, I came back that day, and I had known that for years, but I said I wasn't going to tell certain things while the kids were underage. And I tried to keep as much, not put it in a live, because it just didn't feel right. It just didn't feel right when they were children. But I did tell Ramon when I got home from that trial in Argentina, and told Michael that, hey, be careful, because blah, blah, blah happened at the trial, and blanket and blah, blah, so I did tell Ramon that day, later on that day. But anyway, Michael's kid, Prince Michael II, I think his name is. Prince Michael II is supposed to be his real name. Prince Michael Jackson II. Well, anyway, BG's very private, very, very private. And he has stayed out of trouble, and he seems like a sweetheart. He seems like just such a nice, good-hearted person. At least I hope that he is. Okay, because I remember one video where he said, I don't want to do that. That's not nice. And I thought that was kind of cool. And he don't like the limelight. He doesn't like people looking at him and everything. But anyway, he has, he's directing a short film. He's directing a short film. And in that short film, here it is, called The Rochelles. Okay, it's called The Rochelles. Okay, it's called The Rochelles. And see, Bigi Jackson is the director, and he also wrote it, right? And let's see if we click that. Nothing really comes up under his name, except for these are his credits that he has. It's a short film. He's the producer, and I guess he's producer, writer, and director. And the Jacksons' Next Generation. We remember that. Kingdom Come. Really? He was in that? Kingdom Come? Let's see what that is. Kingdom Come. The Sky Has Turned. Blah, 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 Kingdom. Okay. So what's his credit in this one? I don't know, but it says that he is listed in here some kind of way. Okay, Kingdom Come. I haven't seen that. I think that's from 2015, I think 2013. And he was in E! News. But this is where we're at, Rochelles, okay? So somebody sends me the link that BG's a director now, and he's going to be directing a short film. And I thought it was just wonderful. And remember him? Who? Raise your hand. Raise your hand. You remember him? So I'm like, oh, how interesting. BG's going to be doing a film. Oh, how nice, right? Then I see Philip Andre Botello. I'm like, oh my God. That's the guy from my short film, right? From my short film, A Prisoner of Fame, right? So I'm like, and that's him. That's Philip Andre Botello, right? And then, but let's go back before we get to him. I want to do something else, okay? So the producers of this film is 2293 Productions. You know that equals 14, right? That's 16. 1 and 6 is 7, right? So at least we got that, right? So I don't know what, it seems like it's something, well, he likes action movies a lot and superhero movies. And I like action and superhero movies too, right? So it's a restaurant person, a hostess, a waiter. So something with the restaurant, right? So Andre's in it, and they call him Philip. Okay, I remember my director, Craig, called him Philip all the time, right? So here he is right here. And so you look at his credits, right? You look up his credits and oh, he works. He works. He's a working actor. He's in a lot of stuff and he's a great actor. There he is. And A Prisoner of Fame. That's my film from 2019. There I am, right there. Okay. And not only is he in a BG movie, acting in a short film with BG, but my film is a dramatic series about pop superstar Jack London, which was one of Michael's alias names, okay, who eventually fakes his death to escape his troubled life. See? Right there. And that's him on the cover of my DVD, right? So BG's left his first death hoax clue. Because BG ain't really done death hoax clues, you guys. Really has not done any. He was in one. There was a day, I think it was when Prince, they were doing their family reviews, that Taj was on. And I was like, Taj should be working on the play. Why are you doing the reviews? That's what went on my mind. I'm sorry. It did go through my mind. Okay. But Taj and Prince and BG did their movie reviews, and BG is very passionate about his movies, and he loves the whole Marvel series and DC Comics and all that stuff, and I love them too, right? So, so it was a day, I think it was like 7/17, July 7th. July 17, 2017. I remember it was something 7/17 or something. And a lot of fans were thinking, Michael's going to come back this day. Michael's going to come back this day. So they did a review. It's in my Alive docuseries. I think it's in Alive 4, right? It's in Alive 4, right? And so, all three of them are on the stage doing their movie reviews, Taj, Prince, and BG. And from the back, Prince pops up. Right. And it's so funny that BG's real name is Prince, but Prince got that name as a nickname. OK, so and I think Catherine's father or somebody's name is Prince Screws, I think. But anyway, and he pops up on that particular day when they do the movie reviews. Right. And says, I'm alive. I'm not dead. OK, so BG was in a death hoax clue, but he had never did a death hoax clue. So this is BG's first death hoax clue. And it's precise. It's not only using an actor that I used, because I was hoping that they would use Philip in the Michael biopic, right? I was hoping that. At least that was in my dreams. But instead, he's going to be in a BG movie. And it's a movie about Michael faking his death. And he plays Michael. He plays Michael in my short film, A Prisoner of Fame. Okay? So that is so much fun. Okay? That was just so much fun to find that out. My father was like, you're going to have a heart attack. You're getting so excited. I cannot believe that Michael can still blow my mind. He can still shock me. How many of these have we had, guys? So many throughout the years. And so many fans, okay, big fans, leader fans in the Michael Jackson community, like Ron Pia, okay? He don't like me because I'm saying the terrible thing that Michael faked his death. Oh, Michael's alive. I must be awful. Let's block her, okay? And Justice for Some, okay? I just promoted her promotion is for They Don't Care About Us. Okay. Also, Ron Pia is, I think Bubbles is going to be 40 years old, and he's doing something where you guys can go to Ron Pia's Facebook page and you can sign a birthday card for Bubbles. Okay. I can't do it because he blocked me because I'm such a terrible person because I'm saying Michael's alive. That's bad. Right now. After all these years, all these videos, all these documentaries, what the heck are they afraid of? You're afraid that Michael's really faked his death and I'm telling the truth? And you're going to be mad because Michael's alive? Because if you check into my research and really, give it a fair shot, watch all 4 of my documentaries, right? Right? If I'm wrong, he's just as dead as he was June 25th, 2009. So nothing changes. You have nothing to lose. Checking me out is only to benefit the situation. It's only to prove that Michael escaped the BS, right? Michael escaped the BS. Michael escaped all the haters. He escaped his fame that caused him problems, people suing him like crazy, the allegations, he couldn't get his projects done, he was being blacklisted, okay? So, Michael said, I'm out of here. He meant to do it after the 30th anniversary. And that's why even the song Escape, that ended up being on the Escape album, posthumously, quote unquote, right? That was scheduled for the Invincible album, right? Okay, Heaven Can Wait, Invincible, Unbreakable, I'm the Living Dead, Butterflies, For a New Beginning, Threatened, says I'm the Living Dead, okay? He looks like a ghost on the cover, okay? Michael was going to fake his death during Invincible because he would have been the same age as Elvis, or he would have been 43, I think, okay? 42, 40, he was 42 and 43. Elvis was 42 when he died, okay? And Michael would have been 43 on his birthday that year, okay? So 4 and 3 is 7. So Michael figured he would fake his death, and that's what Invincible. But right after the 30th anniversary, Michael was still in New York because they taped it at Madison Square Gardens in New York. Michael was 1.5 miles away from the Twin Towers. And he supposedly had a meeting there that he overslept for, that thank God he wasn't in that building, right? So certain fans that are leaders, MJ fangirl, she hates my guts, right? Because they hate my guts because I'm proving that Michael's alive. And then what if he don't want you to know? If he didn't want me to know, I wouldn't have no information, girl. Guys, I wouldn't have no info. Okay, I would not have 600 videos jam-packed with facts, proof, evidence, and clues of good news that Michael faked his death and he is alive. That's why Catherine didn't want to talk about it in Janet's documentary. Okay? She didn't see the dead body on purpose. Neither did Joe. There's still no name on the grave. Still not listed in the database. The coroner lied. Alleged incident, alleged victim, alleged date. All death documents are in the wrong name. Plus fake autopsy photos. Okay? It's without a doubt that Michael faked his death. And I thank Bigi right now for his first death hoax clue. Wow, I can't believe the same guy that played Michael faking his death is in a Bigi short film. Oh my God, right? How fun is that? So I'm wondering, why Bigi all of a sudden? Well, I'm not going to ponder. It is what it is, right? It is what it is. All right. So you guys watch A Prisoner of Fame. And don't forget to get your Stays All Day Shea Fragrance Body Butter. Be sure to get that. And I will give everyone a surprise scent. And I'll put the name of it somewhere on here. I'll put the name of the scent on here somewhere. Okay. All right, and you get a pretty good amount. You get a pretty decent amount. Ooh, there's something in here that's it stuck. It's a pretty decent amount that I'll give you for free. All right, guys. This is Pearl Jr. Let's see if there's any questions here. Oh, my God. How fun is that? How fun is that? Okay, let's see. And then Prince, he's not doing I've been driving by Havenhurst because it's like on my beaten path. And Havenhurst, I can drive by there. So they're not doing the Thriller Night this year for 2023 because they're going to be fixing the house up retrospect. They're going to bring it to look like it looked for the Michael biopic. So it's being prepared for that. So I'm going to drive by every now and then, see if I can see anything, guys, And so it's going to be a lot of fun. All right. And I think the truth sets people free. You know what I mean? I think the truth sets people free. That's my opinion. You don't have to, feel weird about anything. Oh yeah, I said it. The truth is already out. You're done. Don't have to be tripping over the truth. Okay? And the truth is that Michael was a great guy and he had a lot of people that were gaming around him. And he had a lot of haters and he had a lot of extortion people who wanted to get paid, get their hands on his money, get their hands on his fame, get their hands on his power, and do a lot of stuff. Michael and I are great friends, and you know why? Because he knows what gets me excited. A death hoax clue. So I'm easy to please, right? Except I'm working on a project, Michael. I want it to happen. 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 Okay. All right. I want it to happen. I want it to happen. All right. So anyway, guys, this is Pearl Jr. Go to michaeljacksoninsider.com and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.